Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Whit, and this is my full review of the BOLDR Odyssey Regatta in Admiral Blue. This is a 500-meter regatta timer, limited to 100 pieces. So I'll go through the specs and features of the watch first, and then I'll give you my likes and dislikes. So this is 45.5 millimeters in diameter. You've got a lug-to-lug of 52 millimeters and 22 millimeter lug width, and 18 millimeters thick. That's right. That is a double dome sapphire crystal. I mean, you can see how huge that bubble is. If you measure just to the bezel, to the case back, it's 16 millimeters. So another 2 millimeters in that top of the dome height. This weighs 262 grams with all links on the supplied stainless steel bracelet. So like I mentioned, that's a double dome sapphire crystal. It's got 3 layers of anti-reflective coating on the underside. Triple lock crown, and it is screw down. The pushers are not screw down. This is just for aesthetics to match that crown. These do not rotate. And it's a screw down case back with limited edition artwork, and you've got 500 meters of water resistance, helium escape valve on the mid case opposite the crown side. Lots going on this dial, but it's very well put together. You see this great dark blue, or admiral blue, if you will, textured main dial. You've got 2 sub-dials that are in baby blue with radial grooves as well. And the outside edge of the chapter ring has a countdown feature, and that is raised up just a touch from the main dial. These are custom boat-shaped hands, and their skeleton feature allows you to read other features on the dial that would otherwise be covered up. I'll outline the regatta timer features now, but this will be a kind of a quick overview. If you want a deeper dive on it, check out my full unboxing video here. So this is your 10-minute start timer, and that just functions when you start the chronograph. You'll see that the running seconds hand of the chronograph will start to move about now as normal. And then this, instead of being a 30-minute sub-dial for the chronograph, is a countdown. So starting at 10 minutes when we hit that start button, it's counting down now to 0, the start of the race. Here you've got a normal 12-hour running timer for the chronograph, and this is your standard running seconds hand for the main time. Then I'd like to show you the bezel as well. This is a 60-click bidirectional bezel, and it is multifunctional. You'll see that it's got a 15-minute countdown timer, so if your regatta race doesn't utilize a 10-minute countdown to start, maybe it's a 5-minute, you can just use the bezel like that. So if you wanted to find out your average speed in knots, you would move that start point to your minute hand, and once you've crossed 1 nautical mile, wherever the minute hand is what your average speed is. And speaking of the chronograph, this is a ETA Valjoux 7750 Elaboré grade, 25 joules, automatic, hand winding, quick set day and date. It's a 4 hertz movement, so 28,800 vibrations per hour. Got about a 48-hour power reserve. And I timed this over 29 days, and it came in at plus 8.0 seconds per day. And letting it settle in on the time grapher in one position, dial up, you'll see it's similar readings to what I had by hand, plus 9 seconds per day, amplitude of 286, and a beat error of 0.0 milliseconds. All right, let me give you my likes and dislikes. I'll start with the dislikes because there's actually only one. So when you're wearing this watch, every now and then you just hear a dry rotor spin. It just kind of has just that metal on metal sound. In a quiet room is loud enough to like catch your ear. You know, it's like, what is that? Yeah, so nothing a little watch oil couldn't resolve, and this is nothing on BOLDR. It's probably actually more the movement, right? But yeah, that's my only gripe about it, is every now and then I'd move my wrist and hear this kind of dry wobble rotor spin. So but the likes, the dial, blue. I mean, this is just an excellent color combination. this dark blue with the baby blue accents. You've got the blue and red on the Regatta countdown timer section there on that subdial. The red seconds hand, the red and blue on the bezel, and then the pops of white from the handset and the indices, the signature and print and the day and date wheel, plus the bezel. Just a great color combination. I mean, one of the best. I'm so in love with this color combination. And then while we're talking about that handset, this handset is killer. Obviously boat-shaped, which is kind of cool, you know, the tie-in, the theme. But really, this handset is the unsung hero of this watch. The design is absolutely incredible. The skeletonization is not just for looks. You see how the hour hand of the 12-hour chronograph subdial just nestles up into that hour hand. What else? There's obviously the day date. As the minute hand or the hour hand rolls over it, you can see through it. Again, with the Regatta timer, it'd be important for you to see that feature. So if for some reason the time happened to be here, you can still see all the markings through that skeleton handset. Just a beautiful design feature. And I love this bezel. That 60 click is very positive, easy to grip with the scallop edge here, and just great traction on it. It's not going to slip out of place. It's very chunky and rugged. And having that countdown timer, that 15 minutes, you know, so you can start a separate countdown wherever you like, depending on where the minute hand is. Just a great feature. And of course, having the average speed in knots, registered again against the minute hand, not the chronograph. Very cool. And it's subtle, but I really like the countdown numerals outside of the chapter ring there. So that's for your regatta mode, or your chronograph, we'll call it, you know, so you can see when you're getting down to the start time of the race and you see the last 10 seconds is in red. And now something's kind of surprising. I love the balance of this watch. So it's a pretty heavy watch. We're talking 262 grams, right? But I don't know if it's, you know, my wrist or the proportions, again, being 45.5 by 52 millimeters. But it just rests on my wrist very comfortable. And it's as if the bracelet, which is a perfect match for it as well, it helps balance it out. But I've tried it on other straps. For example, this FKM Tropic style rubber strap, and it also balances it. It'll flop a little, but you know the strap's just kind of holding it down to that point where it sits on your wrist, like in the divot, and it's just got a great balance. There is a little bit of wrist fatigue at the end of the day, but that's to be expected with this weight. But what I like is that it doesn't flop around. It just sits there on your wrist kind of unexpectedly. You'd think that this weight, that it would really kind of be, you know, flopping all over the place, but it's well balanced. And last, I'll rave about the Luminescence. This has just got, I mean, look at this. Just a beautiful look. This bright blue, it's very crisp. And there's so much lit up. I only wish that the countdown portion of the bezel was illuminated as well. That would have been cool. Oh, hey, I just found another dislike. There we go. We got two now. So this is a limited edition piece. It's only 100 pieces. The first 50 were released and sold out, and we're currently in the second 50 phase. So if you would like this, you can head on over to the BOLDR Supply Company website. Link is down below. These are $14.99 US, and you'll get free shipping as well. So would I recommend this watch? Absolutely. If you're into regatta timers, you're absolutely going to dig this thing. Just rock solid build. As I've experienced with other BOLDR watches. I mean, you're talking about a Valjoux movement. So again, you know, having that cam actuated chronograph is just a fun piece to have in your collection. So yeah, if you're into this, you're completely going to dig it in person. Man, this thing is sharp. Leave your comments down below. What do you think? And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm Whit with so many watches, so little time.